Alrighty, all welcome back to the channel. Of course, my name is Tommy, and this here is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. Today's show is going to be a good one. It is going to be the Lone Star Grillz offset and 4 racks of ribs. So what I want to do here is let's turn our attention down to the board. We've got to get these ribs prepped up. Then we are going to get on over to my Lone Star and fire it up. This is going to be good. So these ribs are going to get a quick backyard trim. The first thing I like to do as I get them out of the package is grab some paper towels, because you got to pat dry the ribs. Once you get those ribs dried off, if there's anything loose, you can kind of just snip it off now. Turn the ribs on the front side. You've got that flapper on the back. We've got to trim that off. Once you get that flapper trimmed off, again, anything loose, just take it off. If there's any bones showing, you can just square them off. You want a nice square rack of ribs. Once I get that done, look, I am just going to score that membrane. If you want to pull it, you can pull it. I have done some A/B on, membrane off, and really find anytime, especially I am cooking on the Lone Star, it really doesn't matter. So score it for me, it will be. Once I get that membrane scored, it is going to be some Uncle Steve shake. This is a magic rib rub. I've got information down below if you want to pick some of this up. I have been using it on all kinds of proteins, and I can tell you it definitely hits on all the notes. So we will do the back side, the membrane side first, then we will flip it over, do that presentation side. Once you've got those ribs all rubbed down, we are just going to put it on the side. Now look, I've got a full rack of ribs here because you save a lot of money by buying them. I had these in the fridge. I figured I would use them now. And the first thing you want to do is cut along the top. You got to get those rib tips off. And basically, it is going to be the same thing. Once you get that, if you have a sharp knife, you cut right through the cartilage. It is easy to do. And again, you save a lot of money. Just take those rib tips off. Anything loose, anything dangling, you could snip it now. And of course, you're going to have that flapper on the back, so you're going to take that off. Again, membrane is going to get scored. And again, it is going to be Uncle Steve's magic rib rubs. We will get the tops, the bottoms, the sides. You know the deal. Once you get those racks all cleaned up, all rubbed down, we are just going to allow them to sit on the board for, you know, a good hour or so. Let them come up to room temperature. Let that rub do its thing. In the meantime, we are going to head on over to the Lone Star and get that fired up. So that there is going to be my Chef's Temp S1. We will get that installed right on the face of the, right on the hood of the Lone Star. That is going to allow me to monitor the temperatures from my office. Heck, I could even run up to the local store and monitor the temps right on my cell phone. So that there is a win-win for me. And of course, I've got information down in the description for Chef's Temp. I do believe I've got a 20% code down there also. So once we get that coal bed all lit up, we will get some cherry splits in. That temperature is going to rise up to 250 to 275. That is going to be the sweet spot. Once we hit that, we will get the ribs in. That is 4 racks in, middle shelf. We will allow that go for 2 straight hours. No peak, no spritz, no nothing. At that time, I'll bring you guys back. So we have reached that 2-hour mark, and I gotta tell you, the ribs looks absolutely incredible already. That is gonna be that offset smoke, that offset cherry smoke, I should say. So the ribs are gonna get a spritzing. The ribs are gonna get flipped over and spritzed again. Now look, I've got one rack closest to the heat source. I know that is gonna take longer than the other 3 racks. So we are going to have to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, we are just going to shut that hood, let it go for about another hour or so. At that time, you know the deal. I'll bring you guys back. So we have reached that 3 hour mark. We will give the ribs a quick spritz. We will flip the ribs over, spritz them down again. And at that point, we've got to admire the work that we've worked so not very hard to get. I mean, look at the color of these ribs. They look absolutely incredible. We will get the ribs all back in place, shut that hood. Remember, 275, 250, somewhere in that range. And we will see you guys in about another hour. So just like that, we are 4 hours in, and look, I know those thinner racks are done. They've got a nice bend to them. But what I am going to do here is I am going to take each individual of the smaller racks off. I've got some foil here on the side. We will lay the racks in the foil. You could put a little bit of spritz in there if you'd like. Otherwise, just seal them up because we are going to do that one at a time, back and forth, back and forth. We will put those back on the pit only for about, probably 15, 20 minutes or so. I just want to make sure that meat is nice and tender. I'm not looking for fall off the bone, but I am definitely looking for tender. And 4 hours and 20 minutes sounds about right to me. So back on the Lone Star they go. 275 has been holding perfect. We've got that one big rack that we are just going to leave there. They're going to take about another hour, hour and a half or so. At that time, I'll bring you guys back. We will get those off. We will get the foil off when they are finished, and we will do all that next as this show here is coming to a close. So this one's going to come in right at that 5.5 hour mark. I mean, look at the color of these ribs. They look absolutely incredible. They look pretty much absolutely perfect. That is what you are going to get from the Lone Star. I've got that foil on the side. We will get the ribs in the foil. I'm going to give them a quick wrap. They are going to go back on the pit for 15 minutes. No reason to keep you guys to see that. I will then get the ribs back off the pit, get them down to the shack. We will allow those to rest for probably 10, 15 minutes or so. At that time, I'll bring you guys back. We will give you a little bit of a look, slice into them, do that taste test, talk about it, and close out this show. Alrighty guys, so look, right off the bat, I gotta tell you, it's definitely been a minute since I have fired up that Lone Star offset, and you forget how easy it is to operate. I mean, once that sucker is dialed in, whether it's 250, 275, that's about the sweet spot for that pit for me. It is dialed in. I mean, you hit that 250, 260. You let the flame go out. It is going to maintain that 250, 260. Then you come out maybe 45 minutes or so. As you see it kind of drop, and you put another split on, only one split, that'll raise it right back up to that 250, 260 or so forth. And you just repeat that process every hour. It's really not that bad, man. Look, you get a little carried away. I've got so many pits in the backyard. Get pulled in multiple directions, but the Lone Star offset is easily one of my favorite pits to work. Unfortunately, these ribs are going. I've got a family trip this weekend to North Carolina. We got one of those big houses on the beach, blah, blah, blah. So these ribs are going to be frozen. So I couldn't sauce them up. I couldn't finish them up. I got to freeze them whole to frost them down there in North Carolina and fix them up down there. That is the best way to go. But here you go. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I mean, this is going to be your thicker rack right here. I got to do a little bit of a taste test for you. We'll just rip one right off. I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up. You got a pretty decent smoke ring. You got juicy as juicy could be. I mean, this is going to be a damn good rib. I can guarantee it is definitely not fall off the bone, and I don't want fall off the bone, so this is going to be perfect for me. Mm. Oh yeah, guys. So right off the bat, man, right off the bat, you get a nice blast of that. Nice blast of the wood, man. Nice blast of the cherry wood. You forget how the flavor is because you get used to pellets and so forth. So look, you got a nice hint of that cherry smoke. The Uncle Steve shake, the rub, that magic rib rub that I put all over this is perfect. Man, what more is there to say? What is there not to love about these ribs? They are absolutely perfect. That is going to close out this show. I appreciate you all for watching. Again, my name is Tommy. This here is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. Certainly not licensed to griddle. That is my other channel. And until next time, we will see you soon.